Hey, let's see. There's a microphone. How's it going, everybody? Matt Bourie here. Hopefully, everybody had fun watching my parents just now. Uh, they did not win, but it was still fun. I watched. Let's see now. Hopefully, this redirect worked. I just need to share one thing real quick. I need to get this Facebook chat pulled up. Yes, I did not know that either, Mr. Brain, but somebody, I think it was Brute Force Poker, just told me how to do it. So that's fun. Um, Sorry, I'm leaning over on the other computer real quick, trying to get everything set up here. 1 second. Oh, wait, it's not? It says, hang on. That, da 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 da. Dropped frames. Okay, hang on. Settings. It says we should have microphone. No microphone still? Hang on. 1 second. Okay, we need to do this. Share now. Okay, so now we need to. Hello. Is there's still no sound? Okay, hang on. Hang on. There we go. Okay. Now, I think we're good, right? So, we're doing training tonight, and we're starting off. Mr. Brain did this training. It's a way to learn how to play 9-6 jacks or better very quickly in about 15-20 minutes. So, let me, still says low. Hang on 1 second. Let's see if we can get any louder here. That's as loud as it'll go. I'll just, there it says, much better. Okay, so this is done by Mr. Brain. This is how to learn 9-6 jacks or better in about 15-20 minutes. I know a lot of people don't like 9-6 jacks or better, but if you're learning video poker, 9-6 jacks or better is the building block of all video poker. So that's really where you're going to want to, if you're learning video poker, you're going to want to learn jacks or better first. And Mr. Brain said that this will also work very well for 9-6 double bonus as well. And we're just starting out with this. If there's anything you guys want to learn, let me know in the comments, and we will we'll get there in future weeks. So, I mean, we got, I could teach Ultimate X, I could teach Dream Card, I could teach any Deuce Wild bonus, yeah, I could teach you a regular game strategy, I could teach you strategies for specific games, and don't forget, we have 500 hands on for free on pro training on videopoker.com now. Just use that link there, videopoker.com/gents. So let's hop right into this. So, you know, the main issue people have with video poker is they don't know the holds. So, you know, there's, in 9-6 jacks or better, there's, we're going to go over three real quick. Should you ever hold 3 to a flush? The answer is no. How about this inside straight draw? Do you ever hold 8, 10, jack, queen? The answer is no. What about this inside straight? 9, jack, queen, king. If you ever watch any of our live videos, I do mention this one in the stream. This one, yes, you do. It's one of the very few inside straights you hold in jacks or better. So knowing the holds helps you play, of course, the accuracy and confidence, because you know 9-6 jacks or better, the payback percentage on this game that we always talk about is 99.54%. It's only 99.54% if you play correctly. So, you know, that's the main thing there. So, and video poker tools don't always tell you which holds are valid, because, you know, if you're playing pro training here, it could tell you, you know, it could say the best hold is to hold a pair of kings, and then the second best hold, EV wise, is to hold a king and like an 8 or something, you know, and you would never do that. you know, logic would tell you to never do that. The math might say it's close, but you know, you need to know uh, just because it's close doesn't mean that it is in that case. There's a lot of times where, you know, when they are close, it is still a valid hold, but when something like that happens, it's not. So we're going to teach you in about 15 minutes how to learn the most plays in jacks or better. So we're breaking this down by, we're color coding it. So we've got green, oops, what did I do? Wrong button. We have green, which is the top hold, or a top 3 to the straight flush. So your top hold is always going to beat your top 3 to the straight flush, always. This is part's a little confusing. It's going to make a lot more sense once we get later into this and you start seeing the hands themselves. It's going to make more sense. So you have green as the top hold. You have blue as a medium hold or a medium 3 to the straight flush. And the medium hold beats the medium 3 to the straight flush almost always. We have the yellow or the bottom holds or the bottom 3 to the straight flush. But the bottom hold beats the bottom 3 to the straight flush always, right? And red means it's an invalid hold. You're never going to hold that. So that means if you see the invalid hold, if no valid hold exists, you just discard all cards. But of course, if one of the valid holds of the other colors is in your hand, you're going to keep that first. So, you know, your top hold beats your medium hold. Your medium hold beats your bottom hold. Your bottom hold beats a discard, meaning 5 new cards. And the discard beats an invalid hold almost all the time. So, we're going to go through each winning hand, starting at the top of the pay table and work our way down. And we're going to break it down by what the hand itself is and then any other holds that are made up in that hand or what holds you would make going for those hands. So we're going to list all the valid holds and they're color coded as top, medium, and bottom as green, blue, and yellow. And you got to pay close attention to the blue holds. If you can remember the blue holds, then you'll easily be able to classify every single other hold as a top hold or a bottom hold. And the reason we're breaking it down into these three is if you break it down into these three, any cards that you're dealt, you break it down into top, medium, or bottom, you're going to know how to play every hand. So we'll also list a few invalid holds. And you know that if you see that, instantly move on. Don't even think about holding it. So, and then once you know the holds in their categories, then the game sort of starts to play itself. You know, you'll see the cards. You'll immediately know if it's a top, a medium, or a bottom of all the hands that are available, the possible holds in that 5-card hand. And your brain will just immediately know, okay, that's the top hold, that's the medium hold, that's the bottom hold. I'm going to hold the top one. And we'll later learn how to rank holds within the same category. Now, some holds are going to be repeated in this list. A lot of them are invalids, and the other ones are, you know, some of these holds can make up multiple hands here. So the repetition is going to help drill it into your brain, and you shall never forget. So, you know, we're going to start with top of the pay table. Royal flush, of course. The best hold you can have going for a royal flush is a dealt royal flush. The next best hold you can have going for the royal flush is a 4 to the royal, followed by a 3 to the royal. So those are your 3 top hands. So, and then your medium hand is a 2 to the royal flush. So any time on all these hands that we're going through, bold means suited, right? So, King Jack bolded means King Jack suited. So 2 suited high cards are, of course, Ace King, Ace Queen, Ace Jack, or King Queen, King Jack, Queen Jack. That would be your medium hold. And then you have your low hold, which is the suited high cards, if one of them is a 10. If you have a Jack, Queen, King, and then the second card is a 10 suited, that's your low hold. And Ace 10 suited, you discard it. You keep just the ace. You never, ever, ever hold Ace 10 suited in jacks or better. So this is one of the repeats that's going to happen quite a few times tonight is Ace 10. You're never going to, ace 10 suited, you're never going to hold it. So, of course, if you were to see here, so say for instance, you're playing and you get dealt a ace king suited, you would know, and then the other cards are all garbage. You would see the ace king suited, you would know it is a medium hand since it's blue, and you would look, since there's no yellow hand there and there's no green hand there, you would know you have one blue hand, that's what you're going to hold. So you would hold your ace king suited. So that is the royal flush. All the possible hands you can be dealt that give you a chance of hitting the royal flush. And then, one last one. And then, of course, 1 to the royal, which is just a high card, you know. So if you have a high card, ace, king, queen, jack, you're going to keep those by themselves, and you never hold a 10. So that's the only other possible way to get a royal flush is if you are dealt a 10, theoretically you could hold that and get a royal flush. You never would, but it is mathematically possible, so it's on this list. But so if you are ever dealt a 10, you are not going to hold it with nothing else. So now we're going to move on to all of the possible hands you can be dealt to get a straight flush now. So, of course, the best hand you can be dealt to get a straight flush is a straight flush. If you're dealt a 5-card straight flush, I got news for you. You hold the 5-card straight flush. If you're dealt a 4-card straight flush, second best way you can, best hand going for a straight flush. So those are your 2 high hands, the green ones. Now this next part is very important. And I was going over this with Mr. Brain earlier, and this is, I think the way he got this is so much better than when you're talking about straight flushes, straight flush draws with, you know, open-ended straight flush draw with 1 gap, straight flush draw with 2 gaps. This, so much easier than that. So when you look, if you're dealt 3 to a straight flush, if you see, yes, I have that, you're going to come down, and this is what you're going to do next. You're going to count how many straight flushes you can form with your 3-card straight flush. Then you're going to count how many high cards does it contain. So how many straight flushes can you make with the 3 cards that you're dealt? That is going to be straight flush number. That's what we're calling that. How many high cards are in your 3-card straight flush? That's high card number. Then you're going to add them together, right? So, for instance, and then that's how you're going to rank it. So this is what we were talking about earlier, the top straight flush, the medium straight flush, and the bottom straight flush. So, you know, if you have 3 or 4, if you add together those 2 numbers, so 3 or 4, so how many straight flushes can your hand make? So if you've got a jack, queen, 9, for instance, right? 9, jack, queen, you can get a, you have 2 high cards there. So your high card, pound high card is 2. And then how many straight flushes can you make with that? You can, if you have a 9, a jack, and a queen, you can go 9, 10, jack, queen, king. That's 1 straight flush. You can go 8, 9, 10, jack, queen. That's 2 straight flushes. That's what you got. So that's 2 plus 2. So you have 2 high cards and there's 2 straight flushes that you can make. That would make it ranked 4, which would mean it's a top straight flush. If you have 2, you add those 2 numbers together and it's 2. That makes it a medium straight flush. So that would be any ace low straight flush. Because, for instance, if you have ace 2, 3, right? Ace 2, 3 suited, there's no gaps there, but there's only 1 straight flush you can make. So even though it's 3 cards sequentially, you would, some people would look at that with the what we were talking about before, ranking them based on gaps. You'd say, oh, I have ace 2, 3. That's a 3-card straight flush with no gaps, which is technically right, but there's only 1 straight flush you can make. And the reason it becomes number 2 is you have an ace. The ace is the high card. So your number of high cards is 1, and you can make 1 straight flush. You add those together, it makes 2. So that's how you would get a blue straight flush, the medium straight flush. And then the bottom straight flush is, if it equals 1, that is the worst straight flush. There's only one straight flush possibility and no high cards. So that is, it's a Jack 9-7 suited. Oh wait, sorry, no. Jack 9-7 would be a way to get a medium one. It's Jack 9-7 and then all the ace low straight flushes. So then, and this is also becomes helpful in Deuces Wild. Because, you know, if you've seen our videos, you'll see Dad talking about, say we're playing Deuces Wild and we get a 9 queen deuce deuce. My dad will be like, he'll say, that's a straight flush with no gaps, because he counts the 2 deuces as a straight flush. And I'll say, no, Dad, that is a straight flush with 2 gaps. You don't count the deuces. So, you know, if we do it this way, we count the number of straight flushes you can get with that hand. There's no arguing it. There's no, you know, you're not splitting semantics there. It is, you have an exact number, you know. So it takes all of the confusion away. It gives you an exact number. Oh, world's biggest gambler. Thank you, sir. WBG. $10 super chat. Tuitions on the machines are much more expensive. You got that right. But, you know, he's the man. He's from Vegas Match Channel. So if you, I'm sure you guys all know Vegas Match. So if you don't, definitely go check him out. He's probably my favorite casino YouTuber. Other than my dad, of course. And hopefully when Vegas Matt comes down for his cruise, we'll get to shoot some videos with him. That would be, I'm very much looking forward to that if we can do that, WBG. And then 2 to a straight flush, you're never going to hold that. But, you know, if you look, 2 to a straight flush does not mean Jack Queen suited, because Jack Queen suited, while there are straight flushes you can hit with that, that is a 2 to the royal. So, next we're going to, and remember, this is 9-6 jacks or better we're going over, so 4 of a kind paying 125, that is why. Of course, the dealt 4 of a kind is the best hand you can get going for a 4 of a kind, and it is recommended to hold 4 cards only. And you've seen my dad, when we started playing, we would always, anytime we were dealt a 4 of a kind, we'd keep all 5 cards. And the reason is Bob Dancer originally said something along the lines of, you should keep all 5 cards in case there's a machine malfunction or something like that. And that's only when you're playing jacks or better. At the beginning of our video poker adventures, I know there was a video where we were dealt a 4 of a kind and we were playing double-double or triple-double bonus. And I got so excited that we got dealt the 4 of a kind that I held all 5 cards and didn't even realize it was one of the premium 4 of a kinds where I should have been attempting to get a kicker to get even more. So that's why you shouldn't hold the 5th card. Even though it's jacks or better, and the kicker doesn't matter, it's a good habit to get into, because like we said, you're learning this jacks or better game so that you could then take it to other video poker games. So you don't want to get in a bad habit early. And of course, Bob Dancer has since come out and said that he doesn't believe that anymore, holding the 5 cards, because I've never seen any of a machine malfunction like that. And I guess he hasn't either, if he's changed his mind on that. So holding a 5th card without the stop and think, which we always talk about, Mr. Brain has got me, this is one of the best things Mr. Brain has ever got me to do, is if you're dealt a monster hand, stop and think. Don't get too excited, because you can do silly things and hold the wrong cards or anything like that. So that is probably the most important thing you can do in video poker, is learn to stop and think. So this, as we were saying, this can cause, this is a great example, what I was just talking about, holding 3-3-3-7 in double-double bonus, you know, you have a shot to go for the kicker, you hold all 5 cards, you're shooting yourself in the foot. You're only getting 400 credits instead of a chance at 800 credits. So then, after the dealt 4 of a kind, the next things that best hands you can get dealt that make up the 4 of a kind are, of course, a 3 of a kind, a high pair, and a low pair. And those are all considered high hands again. And this is not just going for 4 of a kind. These hands that we're talking about here, these are just how we're ranking them throughout everything. So, you know, if you're dealt a low pair, and that's the best hand that you have, versus a high card. So a high card is a medium hand, right? So this is how this ranking works. So say you are dealt a pair of 6s, which is a low pair, and then you have an ace in your hand, you know. So you would look, you'd say, well, I have a high card, that is a hold in video poker, and I have a pair of 6s, which is a low pair, that's also a hold in video poker. Let me think how they're ranked. Low pair is a green hand, high card is a yellow hand. You always keep the green hand over the yellow hand. So that is how this strategy is working. Low hold. And of course, a high card is the worst hand that you can be dealt that is part of a 4 of a kind. Next is the full house. And a full house has a lot of different pieces to it. You can have a dealt full house. You can have a dealt 3 of a kind. You can have a dealt 2 pair, you can have a dealt high pair, and you can have a dealt low pair. Those are all parts of a full house. And then you can have a blue hand, which is the medium hand. So that's, again, ace king suited, ace queen suited, any 2 suited high cards. And always remember, in video poker, a 10 is not a high card. It might be part of the royal flush, but it is not a high card. When we say high card in all video poker games, we mean jacks or better. So that's a jack, a queen, a king, or an ace. And the reason those are worth more than a 10 is you get a pair of jacks, or queens, or kings, or aces, jacks or better, you're getting your money back. You get a pair of 10s and you don't improve, you're losing your money. So that's the main difference there. And then you have suited high card, and a 10 is the the worst possible hands you can get dealt for the full house. That would be a king 10, a queen 10, and a jack 10, which these are all repeats again. We went over those already. You're going to keep those, but those are going to be a low pair. And the ace 10 you never keep. Do not keep ace 10. You only keep the ace, even if they're suited. If they're not suited, you definitely don't keep them. So, again, just to show how learning these hand rankings work. So, you know, say you're dealt a high pair. You got a pair of queens, right? And then you have an ace that is suited with the queen, and then, like, I don't know, a 5 and a 7 offsuit, right? So you would look and you would see all possible holds that you have there. You would say, oh, I have an ace queen suited. What is ace queen? 2 suited high cards? That is a medium hold. But I also have a high pair. I have 2 queens. So do I hold the 2 queens? Do I hold the ace queen suited? Well, high pair is a high hand. So if you have a high hand and a medium hand, which one are you going to hold? We go back to the thing at the beginning. You hold the high hand beats the medium hand. Medium hand beats the low hand. Low hand beats the discard. And then the red hand, which is a mistake, is worse than a discard. And then you also have 2 high cards unsuited. Sorry, I forgot this other line was here. So 2 high cards, and notice they're not bolded. So that means unsuited. So again, ace, king, queen, jack, any combination of those 4 is 2 high cards. And here is where it gets very important. If 3 high cards are available, this is only in jacks or better. This does not count in double-double bonus or triple-double bonus. In jacks or better, if you have 3 high cards, so if you have ace, king, queen, ace, king, jack, ace, queen, jack, anything like that, ditch the ace. Only hold the other 2. You only hold king in the queen, king in the jack, or queen in the jack. Just throw the ace away. It's not worth it. And then, of course, 1 high card is the worst part of a full house that you can be dealt. In this game, jacks or better, Tracy, all 4 of a kinds pay 125 credits. Doesn't matter, just 125 credits, which is why a lot of people don't like jacks or better, because the only way you're going to win big is getting the royal flush, you know? You're either going to get 4,000 credits for a royal, or the next best thing is a straight flush for 250 credits, or a 4 of a kind for 125 credits. and I'll be the first one to admit, I don't like Jacks Are Better. It's a boring game, but it is the basic, all video poker games, without it, not including Deuces Wild, are based on Jacks Are Better. You know, well, I guess Joker Pokers, Kings are better, but still, it is the basic building block. If you want to be good and learn all the video poker games that are out there, start with Jacks Are Better, and then build up from there. Jacks Are Better is the most simple video poker game. You learn that, then every other video poker game will be much, much easier to learn. So, as I said, you may have heard me say on video, Jacks Are Better is like watching paint dry. I do believe that. However, you do need to learn it to be able to learn the other games. So now we've done the top hands. We did Royal Flush on the pay table. We did Straight Flush on the pay table. We did Four of a Kind. We did Full House. So we're just working our way down the pay table, which means the next one is a flush. So, of course, the high hands here are a dealt flush, of course, is the best hand you can be dealt that is part of a flush. You can get dealt 4 to the flush, and then you can get dealt 3 to a royal flush, which is, of course, a lot stronger than 3 to a flush because, A, you don't keep 3 to a flush in Jacks Are Better, as we went over at the beginning, and B, you have a chance at getting a royal flush, that big hand. So that's why those are the 3 high hands. And then the next best is 3 to a straight flush. And don't forget, you got to go back to that other page to see the 3 different ranks, top, medium, and bottom for the straight flush. So depending on what your straight flush is made up of, how many high cards and how many chances of straight flushes you have that you can fill in will give you the rank for that. And then 3 to the flush, as we were just saying, you do not keep it in Jacks Are Better. So 3 to the flush, forget about it. Next best after that would be 2 to a royal flush, which is just 2 suited high cards. So ace, king, queen, jack, any combination of those, and they're the same suit, that's a medium hold. After that, you get the suited high card in the 10. King 10, you can keep. Queen 10, you can keep. Jack 10, you can keep. Ace 10, only hold the ace. Throw away the 10. And again, to put these into perspective, say you are dealt, you know, oh, I have 3 to the royal. I have a 10, a king, and a queen. They're all suited. What, and nothing else. So, well, do I keep the 2 suited high cards? Do I keep my king 10? That's a low hand. Do I keep my, what did I think I said? King 10, queen. Do I keep my king queen suited? Well, that's a mid hand. Do I keep my 3 to the royal suited? That's a high hand. I'm going to keep the high hand. Again, remember, green beats blue, beats yellow, beats red. And then the next hand down in the pay table is a dealt straight. And while I'm still going over this, guys, don't forget, please leave us some comments. Let us know what you want to learn next week, because I'm spending half of this teaching you how to play Jacks Are Better, and I'm spending the other half bashing Jacks Are Better. So if you don't like Jacks Are Better, let me know what you want to learn next week in the comments. So best hand you can get dealt going for a straight is, of course, a straight. The next best thing you can be dealt is 4 to an outside straight, also known as an open-ended straight. So you may have heard them referred to as either one, open-ended straight, outside straight. That's 4 cards in a row. So that would be 2, 3, 4, 5, all the way up to a 10 Jack, Queen, King. Jack, Queen, King, Ace does not count as an open-ended straight because open-ended straight means you can get a card on either side of it to fill in the straight. So, you know, if you have a 2, 3, 4, 5, you can fill in, you can pull an ace, that'll give you a straight, or you can pull a 6, that'll give you a straight. You have 10 Jack, Queen, King, you can pull an ace, that'll give you a straight. You can pull a 9, that'll give you a straight. If you have Jack, Queen, King, Ace, the only thing you can pull to fill in that straight is a 10. So that's not an open-ended straight. Those are your 2 high hands. 4 to an inside straight. This is also known as a gut shot straight or a straight with a gap. So, and then to figure out how that ranks, you've got to look to see how many high cards are in it. So if you have 4 to an inside straight, that's with 3 or 4 high cards. it is a medium hold. That is the blue hold. If you have 2 or fewer high cards, you don't do it. You do not hold an inside straight with 2 high cards, with 1 high card, or no high cards. If you've seen our videos on the Jackpot Gents, you'll hear me say often when we're playing Double Double Bonus or Bonus Poker Deluxe or any of those games, you keep an inside straight with no high cards or 2 high cards. Not in Jacks or better. 3 or 4 high cards or nothing. So the 3 high cards would be the example we gave on the first page. That would be a 9, Jack, Queen, King. As I said, that's one of the only inside straights you hold. Or with 4 high cards, I got news for you, that's a Jack, Queen, King, Ace. So it's an inside straight because you need that 10 to fill it in. So again, red hand, you don't keep it. The next hand down to go for a straight is 3 to a straight. Who'd have thought 3 to a straight, one hand worse than 4 to a straight. The only time you keep a 3 to a straight is with 3 high cards. So that would be a Jack, Queen, King only. If you have any other 3 high cards, which includes the ace, like we said earlier, that's Jack, Queen, Ace, Jack, King, Ace, ditch the ace. Only keep the other 2, only keep the face cards, I guess is a good way to put it. Just keep the cards that have the faces there. Let's see, what does Adam say? If I had to guess, I'd say double double. Yes, I think double double bonus is the most popular game among video poker players. And we just figured that we would, Mr. Brain and I discussed just starting with Jacks or better, doing the basics, because pretty much everything is based on it. You learn Jacks or better, you're going to get better at everything else. And then I was going to use this live stream as a platform to get everyone to tell us what they want to learn. So I guess as it stands right now, we'll probably work on double-double bonus for next week. But as I said at the beginning, this strategy with 9-6 Jacks or better being a lot harder to find in casinos nowadays, everything we're going over for today works very, very well, teaching you how to play 9-6 double-double bonus as well. So again, and the worst is the 2 high cards. You hold that and you don't hold the ace 10. And again, 3 of a kind. Next hand down in the pay table. Best hand you're going to be dealt for a 3 of a kind is a 3 of a kind. Who'd have thought? Then a high pair dealt and a low pair dealt. Those are your high hands. No medium hands here. So your low hand is a 1 high card. So that'd be an ace, king, queen, jack. And that's it. So you know that one's pretty straightforward. If you have 1 high card, so say you have an ace, that would rank you as a high card. Your next 2 cards in the hand are a pair of kings. That would put you at a high pair. And then the rest is garbage. So you'd say, well, I have an ace and I have a high pair. How do those rank in our little color-coded thing? Green beats yellow, so you're going to keep your pair of kings. 2 pair, 2 pair. You know, dealt 2 pairs, the best hand you can get there, followed by a high pair, followed by a low pair. And now, one thing is pair plus a high card. Absolutely do not do this. You know, I've seen people playing next to me do this. I've heard there's a video poker player on YouTube that will occasionally do this. You shouldn't do it. And the only reason I can think of that people do it is this has come from, well, 2 things. One, if you look at a video poker trainer, it could say that, you know, if you have a pair of kings and an ace, your best EV is going to be the pair of kings. The next one down is probably the pair of kings with the ace. Some rationale, people will say, oh, well, you know, I've got an ace, or I've got a second high card. If I keep the second high card and get another ace, I'll be a winner. Well, if you have a pair of jacks and you keep an ace kicker, getting the ace isn't going to pay you for a pair of aces. It's going to pay you for a 2 pair. So, you know. And it's going to make it much harder to get the third one of the pair. So you've got a pair of kings and an ace. Holding the ace is going to make it much harder to fill in the third or the fourth king to go with that pair. So, you know, what a lot of people don't realize is the whole point of video poker strategy is it's a fine line that you got to dance. You want to keep the best hand possible, but you also want to give yourself as much room as possible to improve that hand. So that is where this comes into. That second high card to go with the pair is just you're shooting yourself in the foot. You're eliminating a lot of the space that you need for improvements. And I think this comes from table poker, you know. Table poker, if you've got a pair of aces and a king kicker, and you're playing against somebody else at the table, they have a pair of aces and they only have a 10 kicker, your king is going to win you the pot over their 10. You know, you're not playing against anyone else, so any winning hand that you have, you're getting paid for it no matter what. So you really don't need to take that into account. That's why I think a lot of people will hold the high card kicker is from playing table poker. And a general rule, don't add a card that doesn't improve your hold. So you got the green high hands there. You've got the pair plus a high card. That's the no-no. We don't do that. Your mid hand is going to be two suited high cards. You've got an ace king, ace queen, ace jack, or any combination of any of those cards. That's your mid hold there. And then, of course, stop me if you've heard this one before. You have your suited high card and a 10. King 10, queen 10, jack 10. You do hold those. What do we do with the ace 10? We don't hold it. We throw away that 10 and only hold that ace. And then, of course, after that, your other low hold is the two high cards, unsuited. And then at the bottom, one last time, if you have three suited high cards, that would be an ace and two other face cards. What do? You ditch that ace. You only hold the two face cards. And then, of course, the worst hand that you can have to make up a two pair is a high card. And then jacks are better. You keep the valid holds we've seen having any high cards. So, again, two suited high cards, you got a mid hold. Three high cards, you only keep the face card. You ditch the ace. Or if it's jack, queen, king, you would hold that. Two high cards are below that. There you go. Three unsuited high cards are available. Ditch the ace like usual. You got your high card at the bottom, jack, queen, king, or an ace. So, we're going to go to our hold summary. You know, if you know the valid holds, you can easily categorize them as top, medium, and bottom by memorizing the medium holds. So, you know, there's a lot of options on the top. There's a lot of options on the bottom. Those are going to be a lot harder to memorize than your medium holds. If you can just memorize these medium holds here in this box, it's going to be pretty straightforward for you to know what is above that or what is below that. So the three medium holds that you need to memorize are, remember, two suited high cards. 10 is not a high card. So any ace, queen, king, jack combination of any two-card combination of those four cards and they're suited, that's two suited high cards. 4 to an inside straight with 3 or 4 high cards. So again, that's 9, jack, queen, king, or jack, queen, king, ace. Unsuited. We're talking about just inside straights, not inside straight flushes here. So ace 10 is a bad hold, money habits, because it's, you know, any other, you keep ace king, you keep ace queen, you keep ace jack, because if those are your two cards you're holding, it doesn't matter if you pull a second ace or a second king, you're getting jacks or better. You're getting paid for it. If you hold ace 10, if you pull a second 10 on the draw, it's a losing hand if you don't pull an ace. And it's very hard to fill in that straight. You know, you gotta go runner, runner, runner. You gotta get a jack, queen, and king to fill in that straight. So it's very hard. And you're eliminating a lot of chances for you to win, because if you pull that second 10, it's not a winning hand. It's a loser. So that's why you're not going to hold ace 10. You're going to hold just the ace. And then the third medium hand that you learn is your medium straight flushes. So remember, How many straight flushes can you form with that 3 to the straight flush? Plus how many high cards are in your straight flush? If that equals 2, so then it's a medium straight flush. If you have any of those 3 hands, well, any of those 3 types of hands, that is a medium hold. You look at the rest of the possible holds that you have in your hand. If they're better than any of these 3, you hold them. If they're worse than any of these 3, you ditch them and you hold this that you have here. So that's really all you got to do is memorize these 3 types of hands. Those are medium hands. And that makes learning jacks or better so much easier. So every hold higher than these is the top. Every hand hold lower than those is the bottom. And you remember, green cards at the top beat medium cards. Medium cards beat the bottom cards. So if you just learn the medium, the rest falls into place. So you figure out how to categorize them, then you compare them. And remember, here it is. One last time, we learned this at the beginning. We're going to go here. You've got your green cards, top hold. Top hold always beats your top straight flush, always. Your blue cards is a medium hold. And almost always, your medium hold beats the medium straight flush. And remember this top straight flush, medium straight flush, bottom straight flush. Now that you learned what the 3 of those straight flushes are, this probably makes a lot more sense. So keep that in mind. And then your bottom hold, after that is your invalid holds, which are the red holds. You never hold those. And remember, one last time, top beats medium, medium beats bottom, bottom beats a discard, and the discard beats your invalids. So now we're going to go train for a little bit. We're already over. I'm already 15 minutes over. So we're going to play gold training. And for each hand, we're going to note the holds along with their categories. I'm a little over, so I might not get to practice here, but I want to show you guys what the challenge that we're doing is. So we're doing a challenge here. So let me see here. I'll practice for like 5 minutes. But so what you do is if you come to videopoker.com, right? This is what your login screen is going to look like. Your color might be a little different if you don't have pro training. But what you're going to do is you are going to have an account because you'll have used our code at the bottom, videopoker.com/gents, to get your free 14-day gold training that comes with 500 free hands of pro training. So once you're logged in, you're going to come over here, hover over Video Poker. You're going to come down. You're going to go all the way to the right, challenge other members. And then you're going to see ID 581354, Challenger the Jackpot Gents. You're going to play that now, and it's 1 week. So I'm going to, next week, when I do this live stream next Monday night, I am going to announce the winner. When I announce the winner, you're going to have to reach out to us because it is possible. This is open to anyone, not just our viewers, but it's only the viewers that are going to have a chance to win the prize. And the prize is, I think it's a $25 Amazon gift card. I completely forgot to write it down. And what you're going to do is, but yes, I believe it is a $25 Amazon gift card, and that will be emailed to you. So you can play 3 play, 5 play, 10 play, and you can pick any game you want on this Ultimate X bonus streak. I recommend going as volatile as possible and then just swing for the fences. You're either going to do really well and win, or you're not. This is a winner-take-all contest, or challenge, excuse me. Winner-take-all challenge, so you got to swing for the fences. And then when you hop in here, you see down here it says your score, the Jackpot Gents, that's me, 0 of 100. I'm just going to deal this real quick. I'm playing 1 hand here, and then we'll go challenge real quick, and I'll show you guys how this all works in practice. So you'll see it now says I played 1 hand out of 100. I lost 40 credits there. I bet 100, got back 60. It gives you a running total there. So now we want to go to Video Poker. Or no, I want to learn. Let's just go to Video last year. So we want to learn. Where is the pro training? They moved it around on me. Or gold training. We'll just do pro training, new session. There's gold training there somewhere. I'm already over, so I don't want to sit there and look for it. So we're going to do 10 play draw poker. We are going to do jacks or better. We are going to do 9-6 jacks or better. We're going to start with $1,000. So here's what we're going to do here. So we are going to max bet here. So let's look what we got here, guys. What do we have? We have a pair of sevens. That is one option. That is a low pair. So remember, that is a high hand. We have ace, queen, king, or ace, queen suited. That's 2 to the royal. What was that? That was a medium hold, if I remember correctly. Well, I'm already here and I'm already running over, so we're just going to do this 10 hands. So those are the main 2 hands that we have there. So if we have a medium hold and a high hold, what are we going to do? We're going to do the high hold here. So we're going to play the pair of sevens. And we improved 3 times, so we're going to deal here. So what are our options here? Option number 1, we have a 3 to the flush. What do we do with 3 to the flush? We throw it out. Option 2 is a pair of 5s. What is a pair of 5s? That's a high hold. So we go with the high hold again because pretty much your only other option there is a full discard. So your high hold beats a discard. And then if you look here, this is what I was talking about earlier. So if you see the EV analysis here, this is ranks the best possible hands, you know. So it says the best hand that you can hold is a pair of 5s. It says the next best hold is a 5-5-8, hold a random card. So it says if you hold the 8, you hold the king, you hold the 4. Those are all the second best hand at a 3.37 EV. However, you're not really going to ever hold those. That doesn't make any sense. And if you hit view EV details, this is just showing you why the EV is what it is. And this is the pro training. So the pro training, you get 500 hands of this for free if you sign up with videopoker.com/gents. So the EV of holding the pair of 5s is 4.1 credits. And keep in mind, we are currently betting 5 credits. So keeping a pair of 5s in the long run is going to be a losing proposition. However, you're going to be losing a lot less than if you were to do any of these other holds. So, you know, if you hold a pair of 5s, what can you improve to? You can improve to a 2 pair. So of that 4.1, 1.6 more or less comes from your chances of hitting a 2 pair. 1.7 credits of that 5 credit, or of that 4.1 EV comes from your chances of hitting a 3 of a kind. A little less than half of a credit comes from your chances to hit a full house, because while the full house pays 45 credits, it's very hard to fill that in from only a pair of 5s. And 0.34 credits of that 4.1 EV comes from your chances of hitting a 4 of a kind, because again, 4 of a kind pays 125 credits, but it's very hard to fill in a 4 of a kind from a pair. So yes, so we're going to keep playing. So here, what do we have? We have 1 high card. That was a medium hold, I think. I don't have this pulled up. Wait, do I have it here? Do I have the list of all of them? Let me see if I can pull this up on my other screen here. So, 1 high card. That is a yellow hold. That is a low hold. You have 2 card straight flushes. But what do we do with the 2 card straight flushes? You toss them. So what are we holding? We're holding the jack. I couldn't remember them off the top of my head. I've got it pulled up on the other screen now, so this should be easier. So what do we have here? We got a pair of jacks. Jacks are better is a high hand. So what do we do with that high hand? We hold it because there's nothing else there. So we're going to lay that off. We're going to deal. What do we have here? We got a pair of 4s. Pair of fours is a low pair, still a high hand. You got literally nothing else there. So these are all pretty easy so far. And again, look at that EV. Holding the random card is the second highest EV play, but you don't hold that kicker. It doesn't make sense. Logically, it does make sense from the math. So what do we have here? We have a inside straight. We have 6, 7, 8, 10. So inside straight, there's one gap. You would need the 9 to fill that in. And remember, if we have inside straight with 2 or less high cards, what do? We don't keep it. It's a red hand. It's an invalid hand. Another option here, 3 to the flush. 3 to the flush, red hand. Forget about it. So we have a king. So we have the one high card, which is a low hold. But again, low hold beats the 5 card discard, and the low hand beats the invalid holds. So top hold, sorry. So what do we have here? So again, we have a 3 card straight, which is so bad it's not even listed. So we have a 3 to the flush. What do we do with that? Invalid hold. Forget about it. We're going with the suited high cards. The Jack King suited, which is a medium hold. So if there's just a medium hold, there's no low hold, there's no high hold. What do? We hold the mid hold. So what do we have here? Again, we got an inside straight. 3, 5, 6, 7. You need the 4 to fill it in. But there's no high cards in that inside straight, so it's invalid hold. We toss it. What do? We hold the queen, which is a low hold. So what do we have here? We have an ace. What is an ace? Ace is a high card. That is a low hold. We have a pair of 9s, which is a low pair, which is a top hold. So what do? We hold the top hold over the low hold. And you kind of get the idea here. So what do we have here? We have 3 to the flush. What do? Or 3 to the straight flush, excuse me. That is 3 to the straight flush. And what was this? This was, so let's count it. We have, how many straight flushes can we fill in there? Ace, 3, 4. The only straight flush you can make is ace, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there's one straight flush you can fill in. How many high cards do we have there? One high card. What does that mean? You add them together. It is a rank of 2. That was I'm going the wrong way looking for it. On my other one, it equals 2. That is a medium hold. So what else do we have here? We have just the ace by itself. That is a high card. That would be a low hold. So already the ace, 3, 4 is better than holding just the ace. But what else do we have here? We have a pair of queens. What are a pair of queens? Those are a high hold because its jacks are better, so or top hold. So what do? We hold the top hold. And we got one more hand here we're going to test before we leave. So what are our options to hold here? Here, 3 card flush. What do we do with 3 card flushes and jacks are better? Forget about it. What else do we have as a hold? We have the ace, which is a high card. High card by itself is a bottom hold. We also have a pair of 8s. So what is that? That is a top hold. Do you hold a top hold or a bottom hold? You go with the top hold. Yes. So that is how you go through ranking all these hands, and that's how you put it into practice. So I gotta go take care of a baby now. So thanks everybody for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. Let us know what you think down in the comments. Let us know if you enjoyed this. Sorry for the technical difficulties at the beginning. I was a little rusty there. But thanks everybody for watching. And we will see you next week. And also leave in the comments. Let me know what you guys want to learn. Because even though you might not have enjoyed learning this, it is still the basics. A lot of people might already know most of this. But again, we wanted to start with the basics. Let us know what you want to learn. So thanks for joining everybody. And we will see you.